Alright, hey guys, just trying a new format with my thoughts video. I'm gonna try to make it shorter, and I'm gonna try to just handle it better. Alright, so this is my thoughts on Resonance of Fate, also known as End of Eternity. This game came out earlier this year, and for the most part, it is a pretty good RPG, but I did have a lot of complaints, even though I didn't really hate the game, which is surprising, because I mean, I make a list of, I try to like make a list of all my complaints and my positives and shit, and I don't know, when I was I was going over what I hated, but kept playing regardless of what I didn't like. Alright, so basically, Resonance of Fate is it's hard to say. It's like a turn-based, like, I wouldn't really say, it's like time-based RPG strategy. Like, I don't know, it's bizarre. Like, I'm showing gameplay, obviously, around this part, but, it's based around, like, more modern-y times. It's actually in the future. Which brings me to my point. The world of this game is so bizarre, and the way they storytell, it's ridiculous. They barely explain anything at all. I mean, they introduce characters, and they're like, they're clearly have like backgrounds with all the other characters, and they never really explain any of it. Like, good example, Vashron. He's kind of like the leader of your group, I guess. I don't know, he's just like, he's there, and you have like a flashback about him, and he's fighting this like girl reincarnated from a god or something. I didn't understand it, but basically she punches him, and that ends the flashback. And then at the end of the level, it shows more of the flashback, and when she punches him, it like kills her, and she's like, I didn't know one of the knights still existed, or like, basically she's saying that he was one of the knights of the government or some shit, and apparently that has the ability to kill her. And then you fight her at the end of the game as an optional boss that, like, they show her in the opening, like, not the opening, but some of the earlier cutscenes and stuff, and it's so bizarre to me that this game, it does not explain shit, and, like, they'd never explain why you're not living on Earth anymore. Like, you live up on this gigantic tower, basically, called Basil, and they never explain why, but apparently Earth's got fucked up or something, because nobody lives down there anymore. Alright, so I can't really spoil anything because it's so fucking bizarre. So, yeah, my main complaint with it is the storytelling. I mean, it's 16 levels long, and it's not short by any means, and it took me 130 hours, so that's, of course, 100%ing the game with 2 playthroughs. So, yeah. Let me get to my complaints. When you're fighting enemies, a lot of the times you'll kill them and they'll repeat the same dialogue, or when you go into battle, your guys will say the same dialogue. Inevitably, they will, like, you'll go into battle and, like, Zephyr will be like, oh, I like it when it gets messy. Or then you have, like, the infamous, oh, yeah. No, actually, basically, like, the girl character will say, should I go offense or defense? And, of course, the Wiseheimer of the group's like, haha, she goes both ways. And I shit you not, I heard that, like, at least 500 times. And it gets annoying. But, yeah, mainly the enemies, they repeat the same shit over and over again. It's like, you'll go into a random encounter with 3 of the same enemies. They all say the same thing when they die. It's really annoying. I noticed, what do you call it? They don't explain why you're fighting enemies. You're on a futuristic fucking city. You're fighting enemies for no reason. They're just out there. Like, seriously. You, like, walk out there, they're like, let's get these guys. Pretty boys. Like, they attack you for no reason. But, again, on the plus side, the pacing of the game is really good. It's overworld based like the old RPGs. You have your main city. There's 12 floors of the tower, basically. Outside of the cities, it's all random encounters, pretty much. Each part of the city is made by a hex, like all hexagons, basically. In order to like go all around the world, basically, you have to get hexes, which are basically these energy crystals that you put down on the area, and it allows you to be able to walk on it. And it's pretty balanced. Like killing different enemies gives you different hexes, so you'll get like a blue hex from these guys, and like a red hex from these guys, and you can link those to these things called terminals, which basically, let's say you take a green hex and combine it with a terminal. Any green hex linked to that will have a bonus on it. So you could get like experience bonus, attack bonus, whatever. They're all over the place. There's like 2 on each floor, I think, around there. But yeah, it's not really. It's pretty hard in the beginning, but once you get to the arena, you can max out your level in a couple hours. It's pretty disappointing. It's a pretty good RPG too, but they had to do more with the story, and that just hurt me in the end. But it's worth the rent.